Good morning. It is our first full day in London. Sorry about the abrupt ending last night, but we were totally beat. It was a very long travel day. We ended up landing around 6:30 at Heathrow, made our way through passport check and baggage claim and customs. We were picked up by Eddie Manning's transportation service. That was a wonderful experience. We have no hesitations recommending them if you are ever in London and need transportation. We've linked to the service in the description below. It was about an hour ride into London last night. So after we arrived at our hotel, we are staying at the Hampton Inn by Hilton Waterloo. It's about a block and a half, maybe 2 blocks from the Waterloo train station. We basically got checked in, walked up the road to just grab some food. Raj ended up with McDonald's from inside Waterloo train station. He got his chicken nuggets from yet another country. Dad and I had Crust Bros pizza. It was really good Neapolitan style pizza. And then after that, we just kind of passed out for the night. So the plans for today are to head to the Skygarden this morning. We were able to snag tickets for this morning. The other place to get city views is at the Shard, but you pay for those tickets. Skygarden, the tickets are free. Some of the other things we might get into today are checking out the Tower of London, and Eddie told us on the drive into London when Raj asked him if there were any decommissioned military vessels that had been turned into museums, that the HMS Belfast is actually very close to where we're staying. So Raj is very interested in checking that out today. So we might be doing that as well. So come and join us for the day.
Hello, family and friends, and welcome back. We decided to walk from our hotel, the Hampton by Hilton Waterloo, to our sightseeing destinations on our first morning in London. We crossed London Bridge to our first stop at the Skygarden. If you're ever in London, you should definitely check this out. Most people tend to go to the Shard for views, but the Skygarden was beautiful and free. But space is limited, so you will need to reserve tickets to visit ahead of time or make a dining reservation to experience it. A few things to know before you go is first, free tickets are released every Monday morning up to 3 weeks in advance. You can check availability for your dates on their website. We've linked to it in this video. Anyone over the age of 5 will need a ticket to enter Skygarden. If you're wondering about walk-in spots, it's completely up to the discretion of the Skygarden staff and may also have a cost associated with it. Second thing to know is that your free public ticket allows you entry of 1 hour at the Skygarden. If you're dining in one of the Skygarden restaurants, you can go straight to the reception desk and they'll fast track you to the top rather than have you queue with the rest of the public ticket holders. The third thing to know is you'll need to go through airport-style security, complete with removing items from your pockets and putting all items through an X-ray scanner. No large bags or suitcases are allowed. Once you're through security, you'll board an elevator to the top. Fourth on our list is that Skygarden is accessibility friendly and does allow for guide dogs to accompany their humans, but no other animals are permitted. There are plenty of restrooms at the top. You can order food and drink from the bar area, and there's plenty of seating available, whether you order food or not. In inclement weather, security may close the outdoor terrace for safety reasons. This happened during our trip when it began raining. We really love the views from the Skygarden and the signs posted on the windows to let you know where to spot famous landmarks.
morning. We're back. So we left the Skygarden about 15 minutes ago and wandered over to the Tower of London. We just bought our tickets and are waiting for a guided tour to start. They're offered as part of the entry fee to the tower. So we're going to be starting that shortly in a few minutes. As you can see, Raj is getting some reading in before we start the tour.
If you're considering visiting the Tower of London, here's a few things to know before you go. First, you can purchase your tickets in advance online, and they will be a few pounds cheaper than purchasing as a walk-up. The admission ticket includes entry to see the Crown Jewels, the White Tower, Chapel of St. Peter and Vincula, the battlements, Medieval Palace, Bloody Tower, Torture at the Tower exhibition, the Fusiliers, and the Royal Mint exhibition. You are allowed to bring your own food and drink in and enjoy a picnic on the green. At least that was the case at the time of this recording.
Welcome to Her Majesty's Royal Palace appointment to the Tower of London. Well, my name's David. I'm one of the warders here at the Tower, and what we're going to do is an external tour of the Tower itself. It's Jack, a very famous executioner of the 17th century, well, more infamous actually. He tended to drink quite heavily before executions to steady his nerves. And unfortunately, this meant that he botched Monmouth's execution up. So after between 6 and 7 blows of the axe, Monmouth's head was still attached. So at this stage, Jack Ketch took out his butcher's knife and actually cut his head off. Nice. Now, don't get more stuffy, ladies and gentlemen, it's history. Now the head was removed from the body. Monmouth's family rather bizarrely come forward and asked that a painting can be made of him. So Monmouth's head and body were returned to the Tower, but the head was then painstakingly reattached by the Tower surgeon. A painting of Monmouth was then made, which is said to be a good likeness of him, although slightly pale. Now lies quietly rest in the Chapel Royal of St. Peter at Vincula, one of the few people buried here at that time, with his head quite firmly attached. Strange tale of the Tower. Let's have more tales of the Tower.
Second thing to know is there is a guided tour included with your admission fee to the Tower of London, but the tour with the warders only takes you around the exteriors of the buildings. They will not take you inside. The warders will regale you with stories of the tower's history. The tour groups are also very, very large. We ended up splitting off from the tour group after the second stop outside the bell tower because it was just an overwhelming amount of people for Raj. While the stories were entertaining, it was just very crowded and very hard to hear. Third thing to know if you're visiting the Tower of London with kids is that the Royal Mint exhibition has some interactives inside. Raj spent quite a bit of time in this building for that reason. While exploring on our own, the one thing we wish we had done was purchase the audio self-guided tour option after leaving the group tour. If you purchase it in advance online, you can choose from different audio tours and they are available in multiple languages, including English, Dutch, French, German, Italian, Japanese, Korean, Mandarin, Portuguese, Russian, Spanish, and Ukrainian. There is an audio guide booth located around the corner from the bell tower, where you can purchase audio-guided self-tours. At the time of this recording, the cost was £5 per adult, £4 per child, or a family tour for £14. This can also be purchased online if purchasing your tickets that way in advance. Number 4 on our list is that this is a historical site and not super accessibility friendly. They've done the best they can where they can, but there are tons of stairs, narrow passageways, spiral staircases, low doorways, and uneven surfaces, where folks with limited mobility or the need to use a wheelchair will not be able to move around easily. The website for the tower does have a special access guide available, which provides a color-coded map with details on accessibility-friendly locations throughout. We'll link to it in the description below. And number 5 on our list is that they're pretty strict about video recording and photos. You will not be allowed to use cameras of any kind once you cross the threshold of the building hosting the crown jewels. There's tons of security inside that building, and it's fairly dark. If you have kiddos, it's easy to lose sight of them between the darkness and the amount of people. There's also a moving walkway, people mover, travelator, whatever you want to call the conveyor mechanism you'll step onto that will then move you through to view the crown jewels. Again, with kids, in the dark, please be careful of the entry and exit off of this moving walkway. When exiting the crown jewels building, just around the corner behind the building, you'll find restrooms, a water fountain, and some benches if you feel the need to rest. The Tower of London took us almost 4 hours to explore, so we decided to hop in a cab and head back. We walked around the corner from our hotel to eat dinner at Rosa's Thai. Raj tried bubble tea for the first time and absolutely loved it. The food was delicious and the environment was welcoming. We wouldn't hesitate to eat there again. It was a busy day, so we decided to turn in early, especially since we have a long full-day tour for Stonehenge booked for tomorrow. Well, at least we think we do. Stay tuned for more. Thanks for watching and good night.